So I want to let you know I'm not on drugs at the moment.
No story starts well when you say, "I'm not on drug first." When I'm not on drugs. That just bodes not well for what you're about to say next, but go ahead.
No, it was so there's this old I forgot who said it, but they were like talking about art and everything. They're like, there are some things that you experience, and as an artist, you go through and you keep trying to recreate that experience somehow. Like you try to capture it, whether it's first kiss, skydiving, traveling to Washington, DC. You get these experiences and then you try to channel them through your music, your art, your photography, whatever. The thing is, same thing goes for drugs. It's like you start feeling things that you normally would have held yourself back from feeling or you couldn't access, right? And it's funny, I had this feeling and it was somebody was annoying me. I was getting bothered. And then it's for whatever reason, I never walk around without my flip-flops on, but I got real California for a second. And I just walked out the house with no shoes on and took a walk barefoot. I'm not caring if I step in glass and everything. This is very California, not black people kind of thing, but I decided to do it anyway. So I'm like walking through the grass and everything. And the last time I did this, I was like, when was the last time I did this? Oh, I got stoned once with some friends introduced me to weed and everything. And I was like, okay, that's the last time this happened. And I realized I could tap back into that feeling. Now you give me a funny look. This is going somewhere though.
Okay, okay.
So I tapped back into that feeling and I'm like, you know what? If I really think about it, meditate and work at it, I can just get back into that calm mode. Cause this was when I was in the video game industry and I was getting
Mhm.
like hella stressed out. So I get
Mm.
stressed out about something. Some people say, hey man, we got some of this plant over here. This plant, you can come check it out. I'm like, all right, I'll try out the plant. And I tapped back into that feeling and was like, you know what? I'm not that worried about that. I'm good. So I was basically getting in the mindset of just recreating that feeling that I wanted, which was not being bothered.
Mm.
And I started looking into it, man, and just being able to not use a substance to get where you want to be without that substance, I started to look at that in terms of caffeine, sugar, all these feelings. You can get to a point of generating the feelings yourself without actually doing the thing.
Mm.
So I haven't said anything about this, but for like the past, I started in March or maybe a little in February. I started really trying to think about this and I'm working through some stuff, man, and it's helping my workflow and my business activities to no end. Cause
Okay. Oh, I love it, man. What you've untapped something, a feeling, that feeling you get that you need to be on substances that you're tapping into that feeling and trying to recreate that and getting that to higher levels so you don't need the thing at all because you're experiencing that without it.
yeah, and the weed thing, that was an extreme thing because it was like getting hard for me to work and I was like, all right, I need the weed, I need the whatever it was. And yeah, I was trying to get through some work and I couldn't push through it. I'm like, why can't I push through it? Do I really need this big thing of Mountain Dew? Because I get like a liter bottle of Mountain Dew and a bag of cookies and just start coding until 4 in the morning. I was ready. I was like, I'm growing up, Theo. That's what I'm saying. I've made it this far. It's amazing.
No, man, I agree, man. There's some of the things I try to fast at the beginning of the year. Alcohol, I think I talk about this. And one of the things I fly a lot, and sometimes it's always good to have a little nip of something while you're flying to ease the
Yeah, yeah,
nerves a little bit with some of the turbulence up there. But since I wasn't, I am drinking now because we had the big family trip. But I'm gonna try to maintain that. And maybe I'll just do it for like events. But I try to stay away from drinking, obviously on planes. And to your point, you just do some breathing exercises and you get the same calming feeling that I would have gotten from alcohol. So I definitely know what you're talking about there, and I'm trying to do more of that because you're right. I don't want to have to say that I need this.
yeah,
It's almost like a crutch. Ooh, let me get this, and that's something I never want to go down the path of
right.
when you think about it. So yeah, man, I think those are some of the things that I'm super excited about what you're doing there, man, and totally hyped that you tapped into
Yeah,
that superpower.
yeah. I'm telling you, it's great for me, man. And there are 3 things I got from this. We can clip this. Mr. Benja's uh, 3 awesome things about getting away from reliance on substances. I'll just put it that way. No, first of all, you gotta getting away from a habit so you're not habituated to do something and you can control when it happens or when it doesn't. Second, it's not something you need. Like, you can do it, you can go through the process without the thing. Habit or not, it's like, "If I'm gonna go do this, I have to do this." It's not necessarily. You can do it without it. You can go to speak on stage without whatever. You can study through the night without whatever substance. And then the third thing is just only doing it when you're in the right mindset. If I ever got in a bad mindset and started on something, that might tail spin me down somewhere. If I'm in a good mood, hey, you know what? I'll have a drink. And then I do it in a good way. Not, oh man, I'm tired. I should have a drink to get in a good state. No, I
Mhm.
get in a good state and I'm like, man, I'm in a good state. Let me get a little sip of something.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And that's a challenge, man. You have to be cognizant of your moods and what your yearnings are. And sometimes we just don't slow down enough to understand that. And so I commend you to deeper dive that and realize where you're at. The things that I'm the same way. I'm like, why am I? Oh, it's been a long week. I think I need a drink. I'm like, wait a minute. Do I need a drink or do I want a drink? And then I slow that down. And usually the feeling passes. But sometimes you just have to name it and then it goes away, that feeling. That's what I
mhm.
found sometimes. But yeah, man, kudos to you, Mr. Benja. I love it, man. This is new levels.
It's I'm telling you, it's part of this 80-20 thing that we've been on. I'm like, what's holding me back from that 20%? And then I look into the 80% and I'm like, oh yeah, there's all that stuff. So that's what
Yeah,
this actually comes from.
I love it. I love it.